Hi, my name is Andrew Glaser, and today I would like to teach you how to find the dimensions of a box. So today we have a problem, and we're looking at the length of the box is going to be 3 inches more than the width. And the width is going to be 3 inches more than the height. And it also tells us the volume is going to be 120 cubic inches. And remember, we have to find what the actual length, the actual width, and the actual height of the box is. So first, let's take it sentence by sentence. It says the length is going to be 3 inches more than the width. So if you know the width is W, just call it W since we don't really know what it is, then you know that the length here must be 3 more than that width. So 3 plus W. All right, fair. The second sentence says the width is going to be 2 inches more than the height. Now this might be a little hard to kind of write this in, but what I can do is write a formula out on the right-hand side. So it says the width is. So width is 2 inches more than the height. So in other words, if you know the height, add 2 to it, and then you'd know the width, right? So this is a good relationship. Another way you can look at it is if the width is going to be 2 inches more than the height, well, the height must be 2 inches less than the width, right? In other words, if I had to solve this for h, if you subtracted 2 from both sides, you would see that the width minus 2 should equal the height, or in other words, the height should be 2 inches less than the width. Now, the reason why I did this is because I realize that if this is equal to the height, or this is the same thing as the height, then in my picture, I can, instead of writing h, I can just write w minus 2. So the reason why I chose to use the width is just because, I don't know, from the beginning it was easy for me to say if this is the width, then this is 3 plus w, etc. But you can call it the width. You could have done this from the height. You could do this, you could call it x. Doesn't really matter, all right? But these are the relative relationships. Now, it also tells us the volume is going to be 120 cubic inches. So basically, what we now know, or what we need to know, is we need to know a relationship between the volume and the dimensions of a box. And you do know what that is, right? It's the volume is going to be equal to the length of the box times the width times the height. So let's plug in what we know. The volume is 120. The length is going to be 3 plus w. The width is going to be just w. And the height is going to be w minus 2. Now, we love this because this is something we can solve. Now, if you don't have a calculator, this problem is going to take a while. All right. What you'd have to do is, most likely it's going to take a little bit of time. What you'd have to do, one way to solve it is to use the rational zero theorem. You'd want to distribute this side so that you get something that looks like, ax cubed plus bx squared, whatever it works out to be. And then you can apply the rational zero theorem. If you want to know how to do that, all you got to simply do is just type in, Glaser, Tutoring, rational zero theorem, and a whole bunch of our videos will pop up. All right, and I'll walk you through it step by step. In this problem, though, what I'm going to do is simply, or if you're in this playlist already, the videos will be in this playlist. What I'm going to do here is just use the calculator, all right? Because I almost guarantee on the problem like this, you'll have the utility of the calculator. So just what you're going to do is set this bad boy equal to 0. So you got to subtract 120 from both sides. So that's going to be now 0 is going to be equal to 3 plus w, okay, times w, times then w minus 2. Now, the goal of this is going to be to find a value of w, all right, that will make this equation true, right? What value of w can you plug in here that makes this thing 0? Now, you could guess at some values, or what you can do is use this calculator. So watch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, don't forget to minus the 120. That was silly. Don't forget that part, okay? Otherwise, you're going to get a totally different answer. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in now 3 plus x. I know it's w in the equation, but it doesn't make a difference from the calculator's perspective. So you're going to type in then just x, and then you're going to do x minus 2. All right, and then don't forget minus 120. Now hit graph. Okay. Now this is where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're now going to go, it looks like it crossed at 5, but just hit second trace and then call the 0 function. So hit number 2. Now what you have to do is you have to move the cursor to the left bound of the point. In other words, just get to an x value that's a little less than, it looks like 5, right? So just go there, that's fine. Hit enter. Then move to the right of the point. So it's got to be somewhere greater than 5. So you move it there, that's fine. And then you're going to guess. You don't have to get it exact, just get it close. Okay, you see, well, that actually worked out to be right on, right? But let's just say, I guess, let's just say it's 4.84. Hit enter. The calculator is going to still calculate that as 5, okay? So what this says, what the calculator is telling you, is that when x is 5, the function's overall value is 0. In other words, if you were to plug in 5 here for w, then this whole thing would be 0 and it wouldn't be a true statement. So in other words, w, or the width, is 5. That is the width. Now once we know the width, we know everything else because we knew the relative relationships. So if the width is 5, the length must be then 8, and the height must be now 3. And guess what? If you take 8 times 5, which is 40, and then multiply that by 3, what do you get? 120 cubic inches. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this helps. If it does, if you can like and subscribe, maybe even tell some of your classmates, that's the best way to help us out. We have thousands of videos out there, not only in math, but physics and chemistry as well. We solve specific problems because that's what you're going to see on your test. All right, this is absolutely the fastest way to an A. You must do practice. Okay, focus on the practice, learn a little bit of theory, but you got to apply it. All right, learning theory without actually trying to learn how to apply it is, you'll see, totally useless. All right, you got to practice the application, and that's what we specialize in. That's what we love to help you with. Check out our channel. Take care.